The Philippines has emerged as one of the most strategically significant nations in Asia because of its location in the South China Sea and its long maritime borders that expose it to growing tensions between great powers, and this has directly influenced its defense modernization program, particularly in the field of missile acquisition and deployment. Among the most talked about and trending missile systems in the Philippines today is the BrahMos Supersonic Cruise Missile, which the country purchased from India, making the Philippines the first foreign buyer of this highly regarded system. The BrahMos is a weapon that travels at speeds close to 3 times the speed of sound, giving it the ability to penetrate hostile defenses before an adversary can effectively react. With a range of around 300 to 400 kilometers, the system allows the armed forces of the Philippines to protect strategic coastlines and send a message of deterrence to any potential aggressor attempting to dominate its exclusive economic zone. Its shore-based batteries, now fully delivered in 2 separate batches, provide a powerful tool for coastal defense and highlight Manila's determination to stand firm in an increasingly contested maritime environment. The presence of the BrahMos is also symbolic because it demonstrates a growing defense partnership between India and the Philippines, both of which share concerns about a more assertive China in the Indo-Pacific, and it sends a wider signal of cooperation between democratic states in the region. Beyond its technical capabilities, the political weight of the BrahMos deal has elevated it to a trending status in Filipino defense discussions, with the public and analysts alike framing it as the country's first real strategic strike capability against hostile ships at long range. Almost equally visible in the news is the Typhoon missile system, also known as the Mid-Range Capability Launcher, which the United States first deployed in northern Luzon during joint military exercises in 2024. This system is unique because it can fire 2 different kinds of missiles, the SM-6 with a range of over 200 kilometers and the Tomahawk cruise missile with a range extending beyond 2,000 kilometers, essentially putting vast portions of the South China Sea and even coastal Chinese bases within reach if ever permanently based in the Philippines. The Typhoon has become a trending subject because it represents both opportunity and controversy. On one hand, it gives the Philippines the chance to integrate directly with advanced American missile systems, benefiting from joint training and the presence of a proven platform capable of long-range precision strikes. On the other hand, its presence also brings geopolitical heat, as China has repeatedly criticized the positioning of such systems near its sphere of influence. For the Philippine Army, the possibility of acquiring Typhoon units is a step forward in developing credible land-based deterrence, and military officials have openly stated their desire to train with and potentially operate the system in the near future. The fact that these exercises have already taken place in Filipino territory and are continuing as part of wider alliance cooperation keeps Typhoon constantly in the news cycle, ensuring its status as one of the most trending missile topics in the country. Alongside BrahMos and Typhoon, another system that has caught the public eye is the Navy Marine Expeditionary Ship Interdiction System, widely known as NMESIS. This is a relatively new platform designed by the United States Marine Corps and deployed in the Philippines, particularly on the Batanes Islands close to Taiwan, as part of rotational exercises. NMESIS uses the Naval Strike Missile, a weapon with a range of nearly 200 kilometers and advanced sea-skimming capability, making it an effective ship killer in littoral combat zones. What makes NMESIS stand out is its mobility and flexibility. The launcher is mounted on a remote-controlled unmanned vehicle that can be rapidly positioned in archipelagic terrain, ideal for a country like the Philippines with over 7,000 islands. The symbolism of deploying NMESIS so close to potential flashpoints has drawn global attention, and within the Philippines, it has highlighted the importance of coastal defense systems that are not only powerful but also survivable in a contested environment. Discussions are ongoing about whether the Philippines might eventually host these systems permanently, and their presence has already showcased how missile deployments in the country are not just about national defense but also about broader regional security in cooperation with the United States and its allies. A different but equally significant trend in Philippine defense modernization is the acquisition of the Spider medium-range surface-to-air missile system from Israel. Unlike BrahMos, Typhoon, or NMESIS, which are focused primarily on maritime strike, Spider provides the country with a credible air defense shield against hostile aircraft, drones, and certain types of guided weapons. This system uses Python 5 and Derby-Er missiles with ranges up to 50 kilometers, enabling the protection of critical bases, cities, and infrastructure from aerial threats. The Philippines acquired multiple batteries of this system by the end of 2024, and it has already been inducted into the Philippine Air Force as its first modern ground-based air defense system in decades. For a nation that historically relied heavily on fighter aircraft for air protection but lacked missile-based coverage, the arrival of Spider is transformative. Its trending status comes from the fact that it fills a long-standing gap in Philippine defense, reassuring the public that the skies are no longer completely vulnerable, and positioning the Philippines closer to the integrated air defense capabilities of its regional partners. It also reflects the increasingly diverse sourcing of weapons, with Manila choosing not only American but also Israeli and Indian systems, building a multi-layered defense posture. Finally, the Spike missile family, particularly the Spike-Er and Spike-NLOS variants, has become a centerpiece of Philippine Navy and Air Force operations and continues to trend due to its frequent appearance in exercises like Balikatan. The Spike-Er missiles are mounted on multi-purpose attack craft, giving small naval vessels the ability to strike hostile ships with precision-guided munitions. The Spike-NLOS, on the other hand, is deployed on AW-159 Wildcat helicopters, extending the reach of Philippine aviation over the sea. With ranges of up to 25 kilometers for the and over 30 kilometers for the NLOS, these systems may not have the extreme reach of BrahMos or Tomahawk, but they are tactically invaluable in coastal defense and anti-landing operations. During joint exercises with American forces in 2025, these missiles were showcased in live-fire scenarios where Philippine units successfully intercepted simulated amphibious assaults. This display has given confidence to the armed forces and generated strong media coverage, solidifying the Spike family's reputation as a reliable and versatile tool in the Philippines' arsenal. Moreover, the Spike missiles symbolize how even relatively small craft and helicopters can become potent strike platforms when equipped with advanced guided weapons, which is crucial for a country that still has a modest navy and air force compared to larger regional powers. When all these systems are considered together, it becomes clear why they are trending topics in the Philippines and abroad. They represent a significant leap in the Philippines' ability to project power, defend its maritime zones, and deter external aggression. The acquisition of BrahMos has given Manila prestige as the first foreign operator of one of the world's fastest cruise missiles, while the joint deployment of Typhoon and NMESIS highlights its growing role as a frontline ally of the United States in the Indo-Pacific. The introduction of Spider has provided long-overdue air defense, and the operational use of Spike missiles in naval and helicopter roles has demonstrated practical improvements in day-to-day defense. These developments also show the Philippines moving away from its historical dependence on purely defensive, short-range, and manpower-heavy strategies, instead adopting advanced missile technologies that align with modern doctrines of anti-access and area denial. Strategically, this shifts the perception of the Philippines from being a weak link in regional security to being an increasingly resilient and capable partner able to contribute to deterrence in the South China Sea. Politically, these missile systems underline the diversification of defense partnerships, as the Philippines works not only with the United States but also with Israel and India, balancing its ties and broadening its technological base. Socially, the appearance of these systems in military parades, drills, and media coverage has generated a sense of pride and confidence in the Philippine military, something that had been lacking during decades of underinvestment. As regional tensions remain high, the Philippines is expected to continue trending in the defense space for its bold steps in missile acquisition, marking a new era where it no longer relies solely on allies for protection but takes more responsibility for its own defense with powerful, modern, and visible missile systems.